everybody, it's Nancy Ray Allen here, and I am just super stoked and excited to open up a discussion with you guys about your genius and what it is that you get to do to really activate prosperity in your life. So part of what's inspiring this awesome live video is some of my epic clients right now, my Rebel Rouser clients that are seriously kicking trash. Welcome everybody. Hello, hello. Look at all you guys. Welcome. Oh wow, everyone's popping on here. Hey Kimberly, Stephanie, Tina. Hey Stephanie, I messaged you. Message me back. Hey Leo, Krista, Tina. Welcome you guys. I'm super excited to talk about this, especially Tina. Oh, you left. Rats. Hey Tasia. So I'm really excited to talk about this because this is something super powerful and important for, oh, hi. Okay. So being paid to sleep and being paid to eat. Give me a 1 in the comments if you would love to be paid to sleep and paid to eat. Hi, Kimberly. Hi, guys. So give me a 1 if you'd love to be paid to sleep and paid to eat. I've got little Stella Bella here with me, just chewing up a storm. We're working on that whole puppy teething thing. Yes. So here they come. Yes, Jessica would love to be paid to sleep and paid to eat. Certainly. Good. So one of my one-on-one clients right now, she is just finished her 3rd full week. So she's been in my mastermind for 21 days. Now this is a 90-day mastermind. So she's not even like a third of the way through. And in 21 days, she generated $6,400 of new business in her coaching business that she's just launched. So she's been doing like massage therapy and different things like that for years. And she's recently decided she wanted to add some coaching, a coaching component to what she's doing. And in 21 days, $6,400. Ah, like that's amazing, right? Like give me some like cheering. Oh, Tina, I'm so glad you jumped back on because a lot of what I'm about to talk about, I think would massively apply to you and your genius. Welcome. All right. So this client of mine just totally blowing it up. It's awesome and very exciting. And how does this happen? How does this happen, you might say? Or how in the last 4 weeks, I've generated $56,000 of new business. In 4 weeks. Okay, that's what some people make in a year. So how is that happening? How is that happening, right? We all want to know how to make it rain, how to get paid to sleep and paid to eat. So it really comes from recognizing and understanding your genius, from activating and turning on your unique genius. And this is something people sometimes want to get in their head about. I know I did for a long time. 4 years ago, when I took my very first big coaching program, it was a $17,000 program I invested. At the time, I literally had no money in my life. I think our bank account had maybe $100. And I put it on credit cards, and then I was earning the money as I went. Like $3,000 a month was my payment. And it was absolutely crazy. And it was very, very scary. And I remember the first thing being like in this business coaching and marketing program was like, what's your niche? And I was like, oh shit, what's my niche? And it was so tricky. My little Stella Bella is being feisty down here. You can hear her yapping at me. Let me get her a chew toy. So, you know, give me a 2 in the comments below. If you have ever heard this before, like find your preferences or follow your genius, and then you're not sure exactly what your niche is. So you maybe spend some time journaling, you think about it, you ask people, you look at the past in your life, and you're like, ooh, I overcame this or that, or I'd be a great coach in that, or I'd be wonderful at, you know, whatever that is. Yes, Jessica knows what that feels like, okay? Yes. So like you look to your past for evidence, you look around at your circle of influence, and you ask people, and this is something that my coach at the time had me do, which was, you know, call people and say, what do you love about me? And people were like, oh, I love how confident you are. So I became the confidence. Do you love, this is my Elsa Band-Aid from my paper cut. What was I just saying? Oh, call people and see what they love about you. Confidence. Oh, I love that you're confident. So I became the confidence mentor, and I started coaching and mentoring people in confidence. And I was certified in a lot of different things at this time, and I'd read a lot of books, but I was looking for that niche because I was already coaching people, friends and family all the time. But most of the time I was doing it for free, right? People are always coming to me for advice. They clearly recognized I had spiritual gifts of being able to like recognize blocks, see patterns, like all of those spiritual gifts that are so great and juicy. But yeah, really identifying my niche evaded me, and I really, really struggled with it. Well, this last $56,000 I created in 4 months is when I finally locked into what my unique genius is and my gifting and how I actually serve people. And what it really is, and again, recognize that your genius is like a huge iceberg. There's so much depth to it. But the tip of the iceberg is the part that people can see, that attracts them to you into your business. Whether you're a coach or whether you're a, any sort of service provider, entrepreneur, even if you are, doing contract work for people, part of what causes people to want to hire you is that piece that they can see, the iceberg. So your ability to identify what it is and recognize what it is massive. So Tina says, my youth was hard and adults send me their teens to friend. So I figure I'll work with youth. Yeah, babes. So that makes you a bitch to circumstance. I'm going to serve the people that show up. If I served the people that show up, I would be continuing to serve the people who showed up in the past, which is only an indicator of where you're vibrating. Wherever you're vibrating, it depends on who you attract. It doesn't necessarily mean it's your path or your genius. So this is why looking to the past doesn't work and looking around you doesn't work. It's about looking up and in, right? In and up, right? That's the real thing. You look inward and upward to get soul aligned, to know the genius to move forward. So if your soul massively desires to work with youth, beautiful and great, awesome. If it doesn't, like a lot of people wanted me to work with youth, but it never called to me. But they wanted me to work with them. That doesn't mean that I do what they want me to do. That's not how it works. I get to do what is fun for me and what I like. There's nothing I have to do. I don't have to work with the people who show up. So in the past, a lot of the people that I was attracting and manifesting were in the position where even investing in a $100 course was a mega big deal. So I'd have 100 people come out to an event and I'd have maybe 2 or 3 people in the audience who are actually position to invest. We're talking people who are making maybe $15,000 a year, in a 2-person income, maybe 30, really, really struggling, right? And so what happens when the people that show up for you to serve aren't aligned with your level of genius is you minimize to serve and teach on their level or their frequency or wherever they're at, and you take a pay cut at the same time. So it's about recognizing it's really not about the money, it's about energetics and about an exchange, but we get to shift through these things. So the title of this, paid to sleep, paid to eat, what is that even freaking about? This is what's so beautiful and exciting. Oftentimes we seek our career outside of us. Like I was saying, in our past or, the people's advice or what's just showing up in our life, right? That's where we look rather than looking inward. What do I really enjoy? What lights me up? What is it that I truly desire? And sometimes we'll go inward long enough to just get a piece of it. And then we go right back into our analytical brain trying to figure it out and trying to please people on the outside. What we get to do is we get to go inward. We get to stay there and make that our home base. So for example, what do you really love doing? What lights you up more than anything? And maybe it's eating. Maybe it's drinking wine. Give me a 3 in the comments below if you love wine and you would love to get paid to be a wine taster, a wine taste tester. Give me a 3. I'm just curious who we've got on here. Harish. Tell me exactly more about how this works. Yeah. So Carly's giving me hearts, but I'm absolutely assuming she has a 3 down there. She would love to get paid taste testing wine. Did you know you can get paid upwards of $120,000 a year to taste test wine? That's crazy. Did you know that there are professional sleepers? People who are literally paid to sleep on mattresses, to test the mattress out. And they make around $68,000 a year in their salary. Professional sleepers. Are you hearing me? They go to sleep and make money while they're sleeping. And then you could go have a day job. Can you imagine making $68,000 by sleeping? How did that person even get to that position? I guarantee you it wasn't about, they didn't get there by getting in their head and judging the fact that they love sleep or that they have, a really attuned ability to, judge some mattresses sleeping preference for people, right? They have some sort of gift, some sort of genius. Obviously, people are willing to pay them $68,000 a year to sleep test mattresses. That's amazing. Amazing. But the way they got there was not by judging and beating themselves up and hating their uniqueness. So again, identifying your genius, and I actually went live in Inner Circle talking a little bit about the how-to with really identifying your genius. For the sake of this conversation here, what I want you to really hear is as you lean in to what lights you up, what you really enjoy. And this is something like my bigger $1 million clients do, and what they actually shift through and create is identify with even more clarity their unique genius so that they can communicate it. When you can define clearly exactly the value you provide, you totally show up differently in all sorts of negotiation settings, negotiating contracts with bigger companies, whatever that looks like. You vibrate totally different. You have a totally different level of clarity and power and presence when you know the tip of the iceberg gift that you bring, and then they can feel, once they see the tip of the iceberg, they can feel the depth below the surface, which is all the other spiritual gifts you might have, right? So what I really found that is my core tip of the iceberg is activating someone's genius and assisting them in leveraging it, not just monetizing it, but leveraging it so that they create lifestyle. That's what it's really about. And we get to remove the blocks in doing that. I just got a beautiful client testimonial about a marriage that dramatically transformed. When we started working together, I think it had been over 2 to 3 months since they'd been intimate. And how fast we were able to shift and totally transform and turn that around. So we get to dig into relationships. We get to dig into the body. Like, where are you at in your body? And vibrating with really loving it and serving it and giving it what it's desiring to function at its optimum. So we look at the relationships, we look at the body, we look at your career, and really at the core though, we activate your genius and leverage it. So you create a lifestyle that you absolutely love, that inspires you every day to wake up ignited and excited. So like with my bigger one-on-one type clients, these people that are looking into creating the millions in their business and or up-leveling it even more, taking it all the way up, these individuals, we really focus on dialing in even more and then really, really leveraging. Leveraging is our key, is really knowing, for example, and you guys have heard the story already, but I was working with a gentleman who created an amazing online system for people that he was selling at $300 a piece. And he has a massive campaign that he's launching. It's very exciting and all these things are great and wonderful. And he was wanting to take this same tool into corporations and assist and create some massive changes there. And he was playing in the game in his head at these small contracts for like $5,000, $10,000. And what happened was we went in and really activated him, ignited him, and lit him up. He's so clear now that these contracts, the minimum are $50K. They're $50K contracts to go in and assist and support these individuals. So it seems like big numbers and big words and all this crazy stuff, but what you get to realize is when you're operating on a soul level, truly activated in your genius, you're able to add massive value. And the money is always just a reflection of your ability to do that. So first thing we get to do is we get to remove the blocks that are really, in the way of the sabotage of really seeing and activating your genius, which is the relationship, the excuses of like, I have to ask my husband permission, or my husband thinks this, or blah, 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 blah. The fear of rejection that you're taking on. We get to remove that. And we also get to look at the body, like where is that at? And as we clear and cleanse these things away, we're able to really ignite and activate that genius. So if you would love to get paid to sleep, you totally can. It's about following your preferences, what you really love, what you really enjoy, and what's your superpower? Your superpower is being you. No one else can be you. So it's your unique quirks, where they meet at the center, that's totally different. There are things about me that are so similar to like maybe another coach, right? There are traits about me, like, am I the only like, let's just look at physical things, for example. Am I the only person that has a nose ring? No. Right? Am I the only person that has short, weird, spiky hair? No, right? But when you take all the unique pieces of me individually, my unique eyes, like, does someone else have eyes like mine? Sure, semi-similar, but they don't have my nose combined with my eyes, with my lips, with my hair. Do you see where I'm going with this? It's the unique combination of all the genes that creates your uniqueness. But when you identify or suppress any of your genes, make them wrong, good, or bad, or hide them, you start to mute so much of what makes you a unique expression out so that you become more like the average. I want you to be the rebel rouser, baby, in whatever way that you're different, in whatever way that sets you apart, that makes you unique. We get to absolutely activate and embrace that uniqueness, letting go of the judgment, condemnation, or rejection from outside sources. Remember, the primal brain fears change. It does not want it, so it prevents it and it reacts to it. And I've said this before, but people don't care if you're fat or skinny. All they care about is that you stay the same as when they met you. If you're overweight and you start losing weight, it's like, it feels weird to them. If you're skinny and you start gaining weight, it feels weird to them. There's all this judgment around it when you change. So be willing to fuck fuck with the status quo. Be willing to get in there and mix it up. I don't care what industry you're in. I don't care what your profession is. The majority of people who follow me are entrepreneurial in some sense of the word. Get in there and mix it up. You don't have to do coaching like everybody else is doing coaching. I have clients right now. My client that's done $6,400 in 21 days, she created some beautiful, unique things that no one else is doing out there, combining it with some of the services she already offers through the day spa that she works at, and adding a totally another element that just came to her as inspiration. It's fucking amazing. And this is possible for you and more. But you get to step in and embrace and activate your genius. Truly. It's so your time. It's time to do this. It's time for people to step up and be unique and be different. Let me see what people are saying. You're right. Can you inbox me to know more about this? Yes, message me, buddy. Why don't you jump on my downline and sell new skin for me? I make tons of money. Douglas, get your ass off my live, dude. Quit trying to recruit me on here. What the fuck? Hey, Carly. Hey, Stephanie. You guys are awesome. So, Tina, I hope that assisted you and supported you. I love you guys so much. Thank you for being on here. Remember, like, what is it you desire? You can have it. You can get paid to sleep. There's professional mourners. This is crazy. People who are professional at crying and mourning people. They get paid to go to funerals and cry and mourn the person who's passed on. Professionals, and they get paid big money. What is it you love that you enjoy? And follow the lighthearted, playful feeling. Follow the genius. And more than that, message me. We're starting a new mastermind in like 8 days, and I think I have 2 spots left. I want your ass in that mastermind. Let's get you activated. You heard what that chick created in 21 days? You can create all that and more. It's totally possible for you. If she can create that in 21 days, imagine what you and I can do with 90 days. All right. I love you guys. Make it a great day. Share this out. Tag people below, and we'll talk to you again really soon.